Scott Groves here with another mortgage mystery. What does as is mean in a real estate transaction? So for those of you that are shopping for a home or looking for a home, you might have seen this in the remarks of a property where it describes the type of property you're interested in buying. It might have said something to the effect of home sold as is, or this is an as is sale, or buyer beware, this is an as is transaction. What that means generally is that the seller knows there's some problems with the property. They're going to disclose these problems to you, and they're not going to do anything about it. So for example, if you're looking around Redfin or Zillow and you see a property where you're like, wow, that property seems $25,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 cheaper than other properties in the market. And then you read through the comments, you might find something like, hey, seller knows there's problems with the roof, or problem with the foundation, or problems with an unpermitted add-on to the house. Property sold as is, meaning the reason that there's a discounted price to that property, or the reason it looks like the property might be a deal, is because there's a known problem with the property that the seller is not willing to fix, nor are they willing to credit you any money for, and they're gonna sell the property as is. If you think about it like a car, if you went to a car dealership and they said, hey, this is a used car, we're selling it as is, there's a dent in the back of the trunk, and we're just not gonna fix that. Take it the way it is, but because we know that dent's there, we discounted the price $500. Now, a couple of things as is. As is not a legally binding term in a real estate contract. So you could put an offer on a house that's as is for, let's say, hypothetically $500,000. And then after you get a chance to inspect the property, you could go back to the seller and say, hey, there's a lot more problems than we thought. Even though you said you were going to sell the property as is, we would like a $10,000 price reduction, or we would like a credit for $10,000 to help pay for our closing costs. Now, it's within the rights of the seller to say no, but it's also within your rights to ask. And so this is where you need a quality buyer's agent, a quality realtor to negotiate on your behalf. Now, one other thing about as is what does the lender say about the property? Because you can have a seller and a buyer and a selling agent and a buyer's agent who agree on the condition of the as is property. However, if the as is construction or the as is deficiency on the property is creating a health and safety issue that the lender is not comfortable with, then the lender doesn't have to finance that property or lend on that property. And I'll never forget trying to explain this to a client where we got the appraisal back and there was massive water damage in the house. Like, there was obviously mold in the drywall. There were stains on the ceiling where the roof had clearly failed and water had seeped into the property. And we, as a bank, were not willing to lend on that house unless certain things were remediated. And the buyer just couldn't understand because she said, no, but you don't get it. The property is being sold as is. I said, yes, I understand. The seller and the buyer can come to an agreement on the condition of the property, but it's also up to the lender to protect their investment since it's a property they're going to be lending on, and they want to make sure that there's no health and safety concerns on the property, because either you won't be able to live there, or goodness forbid we ever had to repossess the property, we won't be able to sell the property as is because there's serious health and safety issues. So if you see this terminology, it's important that you immediately point it out to your lender and your realtor to see if there's going to be a problem either closing on the house or closing on the loan for the house. This would be a great reason to get in touch with our team. If you have questions, schedule some time on our calendar, shoot us an email, give us a call. All the contact information is below. We do this mortgage mystery series basically as a free service to educate our potential buyers and our realtor community. However, we'd also like to do your loan. So if you're looking to purchase or refinance a house, we would love to help. And if you happen to be looking in a state where we're not approved, we can refer you to a great local lender who can help. If there's a video here that you'd like to see or a topic that you would like covered on Mortgage Mysteries, please leave a comment below and we'll try to get the video up within 24 hours.